Welcome here. I am Linda Paulowska. I am a storyteller who shares life stories, but I don't just stop at storytelling. I actually dive deep to understand people and their journeys. My goal is to improve human experiences, which led me to the field of service design. I am now studying for an Erasmus Mundus master's degree in service design, where my class is filled with passionate colleagues from all around the globe. And since I love human stories, I couldn't resist sharing their amazing experiences with all of you. So I warmly invite you to this podcast series where we will talk about the journeys of my classmates traveling the world and, of course, diving into service design. So today my wonderful guest is Timea Izsak from Romania, or as we call her, Timi. Hello, Timi.
Hi, Linda.
And as usual, I take some time to think and to reflect on my colleagues, how I see them. And this will be a surprise for you because I really took some time to write down some notes how I see you.
Oh,
yes.
That's great. Such a great surprise. Okay, let's see how you seem.
Yeah, so first of all, Timmy is super kind personality, and she will always find a moment to say supportive word and to hug people. She's very into hugging. But if we talk seriously, I really think that Timmy knows how to appreciate people around her, and her attitude is that she finds extra time to actually care and express deep caring words about her feelings towards others, which makes sure that people feel appreciated and loved. It's good to feel good. And then I think you are the one who will find an encouraging word and who will support and also say thank you when someone. Okay.
That's a great start. You might cry at the beginning of
I haven't even finished yet. So okay. Well, I really took some time to think about you. I was like, when I was writing down my notes about you, Timmy, I was like all the time, trying to find the right words to shape and to form what I think about you. And so my conclusion was that Timmy is a person with a heart because you have been also very special to me. And let me share some few experiences. Do you remember? I don't know if you remember, because when I had to go on the stage for the pitch, I was a bit nervous, of course, and you were just finished from the pitch and you just came to me and you said Linda, just speak from your heart. You will do great. And that was just something that I really needed to hear. And then when I sent you a message do you want to come to the children's party to my family? It's not really student party where you can have a student party. It's children's party. Do you want to come? And you were oh, Linda, I will be there with all my heart. And you really was. You were really was there with all your heart. And when I was sick, you was do you need any help in any way? And I think this is very important because people often forget to say these important things to make other people feel special. And then apart from this, I think Timmy is very community oriented. She is super outgoing personality, and I think your personality is very well received because people like your company. It feels like you are around people all the time. And I have noticed that you really care about children, about youth, about elderly, and generally you are the one who would like to do good in the world. Also in social aspect is something that interests you. And then, oh my goodness, about nature. Nature is another thing. Yeah, to me, don't cry. She's sitting right opposite to me and crying. And then professionally, I think Timmy digs deep. She asks meaningful questions because she would be in the end of the lecture asking the lecturer so the lecturer finishes the lecture and Timmy would raise her hand and ask very meaningful question, what is this for, or something like that. So she is really she listens carefully and she asks meaningful questions. And then what else is interesting? I don't know if that's true or not, but she often speaks about Romania. You often mention, but in Romania we have this. So I see you very patriotic and very kind of in a mindset that you can change things and you can you can improve things. So that's it for me. Hello, Timmy.
Wow.
How are you doing?
Hello, Linda. Do you have a tissue? Wow. Okay. So, thank you. Thank you for this. I feel like I am so blessed to be in this chair and to listen to everything that you just said, because, you know, we as I feel like everybody, but okay, if not everybody, but some of us need this, need a kind of a kind of feedback on whether we share in the right way or not, whether people can get our intentions or not, and listening to your opinion and your like image about me, it's like, wow. Thank you, Linda. Thank you for sharing this with me, because this is really it's really something that maybe helps me in this moment, because when I came here, I felt like I'm so emotionally overwhelmed, because I don't know, like, what the audience know about this, but this is our last week in this program in SDSI, and the whole week was extremely intense emotionally as well, with this course with leadership too, and it took us to places that I haven't thought I can go before. So it is a lot for me to digest, to reflect on, to just to take it really deeply in like next, and to understand actually, okay, what was the main learning in this, and how to close this chapter properly, and in a way that it brings the meaning for the next steps. So I feel like I'm emotionally overwhelmed today, but thank you for making me cry this morning, because I let out a little bit of it, and I can be only happy and really blessed again and again, because I was able to be part of those moments that you invited me to be part of. So thank you, Linda, for actually caring to integrate me in this culture at some point, and for taking me seriously with these little things.
Yeah, like these are.
I didn't know they are so impactful. So, thank you for sharing how you felt about it.
Yeah, and I think like this is what people sometimes miss, is that we don't say the meaningful things because we take them as granted, or we just take them like, well, whenever, like, she's nice, she knows that, or something like that. But when you actually say that to people, it just kind of like, it feels good, and it's important to make people to feel good, and like it goes both ways.
I totally agree.
Yes, definitely. And then for the listeners, I think this will be a bit of an emotional conversation for us, because yes, this is really the case. We have just finished our all year here in Kuldiga for the first study year. And yeah, basically we already have said goodbye to the most of us, and then some of them has gone already. This morning it's like 10 a.m. here now, and then this morning I was preparing outside of the building and I met Besian. He was going to the bus to leave the town, and we hugged, and I had my tears in my eyes, because it's very emotional. It's been a great journey together for all of us. So Timmy, let's get back on the track.
Whew, okay, let's try.
Tell us a bit about your background. Where are you from? About your family, and there's a bit of confusion, like how much is Hungarian, how much is Romanian, because just go. We want to know you.
Okay, so I am Hungarian. I was born in a Hungarian family in Romania. So I never lived in Hungary, only for my Erasmus. Yes, so I was born in Romania, but I am Hungarian, and I live whenever I am back in Romania now. From here, I live at the countryside. So I feel like I came back to my roots, because even if I studied like in different cities and so on, I kind of came back to my roots. And yes, I as a background, so being Hungarian in Romania is definitely coming with some challenges, because when you are a minority in a country, there are always like different approaches and different things to face, and there are some traumas here and there coming from only this little difference, let's say. But I don't know how much I should go into this. However, about my family, so I'm 31.
Yes.
Almost 32, and my mom passed away when I was 6.
I'm so sorry.
So that brought a lot of changes in the family, the dynamics and everything. But I can say today that I am very, very blessed with the family members that were still there with me, because they always they always wanted to make me feel like I still have a mom. So my sister, my grandma, my father, they were I felt like they were taking different roles of a mom, and they were trying really nicely to like make that image full, of a mom. And I very much appreciate their support, and this actually brought us very, very close to each other. So we have a very special relationship. It's with my sister, I wouldn't say it's like a sister relationship. It's more than that. With my grandma, it was more than just a grandma. With my father, it's more than just a dad. It's so it always was a bit more, because there was this part of a mom that was like added to it. So and of course this brought a lot of like different things in my family. And then after many years, I can't even count now, but my father got a new partner, so I have a brother also. So it's now my brother, me, and my sister with like 10 years in like
age difference.
Age difference, yes.
So your sister is 10 years older?
Yes, she's 10 years older than me, yes. And
you have 3 nieces that you talk about quite often, I would say.
Oh, yes, they are amazing. So my sister couldn't have children, so they decided to adopt. And I have 3 beautiful nieces. They are sisters. And they brought like a lot of joy in our life. And I feel like with them, like seeing them always around and being able to take care of them and to let out some parts of this like mother instinct that I feel like I have and I own, it feels like something right to do, and they bring a lot of joy, and I'm experiencing many things with them, like just me and the two oldest ones, let's say.
How old are they?
So they are 6, 9, and 12. So with the 9 and 12 years old, we already camped together. So it was just me and them. And it was like, I enjoyed this kind of responsibility and also this, but not just the responsibility of taking care physically of someone, but also like emotionally, and to know that you can actually contribute to their growth and to help them see their potential. They're so beautiful. So it's it's amazing. So I'm thinking if one day I won't become a mom, I want to be the best aunt for them. It's really a special relationship. We also live in the same village, so we meet every day. It's like my house, because I live with my grandpa in the same house. So our house is like a transit house, because my grandpa is still there. So everybody, it's like the central location for the family members to meet always. And so we meet every day, and we are always around each other. We eat together. Everything.
They must miss you now.
Because
you have been
But they are
gone.
coming soon to
they
see
are
me.
coming to visit you
That's
here.
great, yes.
Yeah. And then I want to go into your school experience. You were going to school in Romania, obviously.
I did, yes.
Until high school?
University included.
University included,
yes.
Okay. High school is like similar to here, 12 grades. And
yes.
like what age do you graduate?
Yes, 12 grades, and you graduate at 18, 19. It depends, like when is your birthday that year.
How is the school time there? Like, how do you remember the school time? How many kids do you have in class, and how is the environment emotionally, physically?
Shall I talk now about high school or just in general?
Let's go in general.
In general. Okay. So, wow. From the beginning, I think, I can't recall actually the exact number of people, but it was around like 20 something, 20 something, even 30 in high school, as I remember.
So it's something similar to here.
Yes. Now it's a bit less, because there are fewer people in the, for example, primary school. Yeah. Because I went to Hungarian school. So my first 4 grades. Yes. So first 4 grades were Hungarian. So I learned how to write and read in my language. And then from the 5th grade, I went to Romanian school. And then I just kept being in the Romanian, like full Romanian schools till the end.
Okay. And then when you graduated, tell me about, you have bachelor's degree and master's degree. And bachelor's degree is in Hungary and Romania, and it's related to geography and cartography. Tell me, what is that? So what do you study and where?
So it's a bit different. No, my experience in Hungary was during masters, but so it started like this. I graduated from high school. I had no idea what to do, but that is connected to some trauma that I lived and I had to process from high school, which I won't go there. I just want to say I always wanted to excel in maths. Okay. That was my thing. That was my biggest passion and talent as well. And maths, yes.
Interesting.
I wanted to be not just a teacher, but I was like dreaming about Harvard and like, I don't know, just, composing these like new math subjects for kids and help them how to learn math and how to understand, how to relate it to real things in life. So it's more like touchable a bit.
I didn't know you were so much into math.
I was, because then something happened there. It was, yeah. Okay. Maybe this is it would be too long to go very much into detail, but there were some teachers who actually contributed to me deciding to not go that way again. So So I feel like it's very important for teachers to not demotivate. If at least if they don't motivate, just don't do the opposite. However, so I had no idea what to do. I went for one university, but then after 1 year, I realized this is really not for me.
What did you study?
It was economics. So one specialization in within this this field. I didn't like it at all, and after that, I said, okay, let's try something else that still has a lot of maths. I was missing it. I was really missing it. So, and that's how I ended up in engineering, geodetic engineering. So that was my bachelor's.
Okay.
Geodetic engineering. But after 2 years, when we started to be more specific on topics related to the field, because the first 2 years were just maths, physics, like very general. But then from the third year, we started to go into detail, and I didn't really enjoy it. I didn't enjoy the way the teaching was happening. So for example, underground measurements in the yard of the university. That was very disappointing for me. So then I started volunteering, and that's a big part of my development and of who I am today. But yes, so during bachelor, I didn't have any other educational experiences, except for volunteering, which was a big educational experience in itself. Yes, and then the master degree actually brought me to the Hungarian Erasmus. It was an Erasmus, but in Hungary. So that's how I ended up 6 months in Budapest.
Okay, interesting. So you were back to your roots.
That is, yes, so that is the Erasmus that brought me there. And there I studied cartography for 6 months. And but the master program was about geographic information systems. So this is I don't know. Shall I? Yeah. So this is basically geographic information system is like it's basically a computer system.
Yeah.
That is helping us to analyze and visualize information that can be geographically referenced. So it works with a lot of data that can be somehow connected to location.
Okay.
If that is, yeah. So as job opportunities, I felt like maybe I could work for a company that is building navigation systems for cars, or there were not so many opportunities back then. And yeah, but pretty much this is it.
So after graduating, your professional path was, did you actually go in the field?
So with the geodetic engineering part, I didn't, because I didn't like it. I saw the only option I was able to see and to sense in that moment back in Romania was to work in topography, so measuring fields, lands, construction, and so on. I didn't enjoy that at all. And for the other parts that I see, because geodetic engineering is a lot more, and I was thinking, wow, European Space Agency, maybe working with satellites and so on, but it was not an opportunity back then. So, and I felt like I don't have enough knowledge, and I didn't know where to take that knowledge from in order to get deeper into the topics from this geodetic engineering that actually could be interesting for me. So yeah, but and in GIS, no, I didn't work in the field because there were very limited job opportunities. Back then in Cluj, because I studied in Cluj-Napoca in Romania, back then there were only 2 companies that I could apply for a job, and with very limited spots. And yeah, but maybe now I take it like that was not my path, because I clearly, I feel like everything that happened before, and it was a very mosaical and very, like, looking back, I see that my professional development was not linear at all, which today I appreciate a lot, because it made me be very flexible, and it made me see how to say this, made me see the beauty of experiencing what you don't want to experience more.
Yeah, that's also the learning process.
So this is, so it was very mosaical. It was very all over the place. Like, I can see, looking back, I can see the confusion in it. I can see, but I relate everything back to high school. Everything. Because everything started with those specific things that made me not go in the direction that I felt like I have to go to. That was that kind of, I was a teenager, and I felt like all my dreams were ruined, It might sound very dramatic,
sad.
but that one specific thing made me struggle for 10 years, actually.
But that's actually very, very sad. And you also mentioned that was like a part of that was because of the teachers demotivating and maybe like trying to get you in the wrong path, which you don't feel is yours. So it's kind of it's very sad.
But in the same time, it is great, because I had the chance to really find what is meaningful for me, because all those experiences brought me through like a lot of emotional things as well, a lot of learnings, and everything that is behind, actually, I feel like contributed to my spiritual well-being as well. So that is an interesting point where I actually found what I want to do. So yes, so I take them as great opportunities still, even if they felt like hard to digest over the time. But I saw some things that I know I will never want to do to others. So I will give it might be an example, because it might be confusing for you to hear this and not have an example. So, for example, going to math contest, we call them Olympiads.
We call it Olympiades.
Olympiades.
I don't know the word in English. Sorry.
Yes. So Olympiades. So going to these math Olympiads, and seeing the progress, and being able to get to national level.
Yes.
And having someone telling you that you can't get the first place because there is the daughter of a teacher who has to win it. And
Really?
they tell it to you in your face. They look into your eyes, and you are a teenager. And they tell you this: you did amazing, you deserve it, but you can't get it.
How is that like? Is that the culture there? I mean, like, I haven't heard anything that.
It happens. It happens, unfortunately, and then after this, you go back to school and your teacher from your school, he was not the one preparing me for all this because he was not that type of person, but he tells you, oh, you can only get 8. Like, so they only like cut from your grade. You can't get a 10 in this class because 10 is only for me.
Really?
9 is only for those who come to my private lessons, and then you're fine with 8.
Private lessons are the lessons where you have to pay to the teacher.
Yeah, so you go to private lessons after school,
and you pay him
and
additional.
you pay additional, yes, and you get I don't know.
And then you
one
get
and a half
9.
hours, and no, I didn't go to his...
No. Like, I mean, like, that's how to get 9.
It was basically, yes, there was one day when I was told this. So even if you know, you're an 8, it's fine. And then you take you take these math, I don't know, you use different methods, not the ones that are like given to you in class, and then you are undergraded for that. So that's these things actually made me to want to fight even more for my rights and for my and for I want people to be fair.
Like, this is like, I write down some things that I have to like add here, and when I hear your story, I just like, it comes in my mind that there have happened very like unfair situations, which maybe explains to me why you are such a kind of like a fighter in a sense, and you are like, for me it seems that you kind of like, you don't like nonsense.
Yes, that's true.
It's kind of like,
that's true.
Also in the university, like, you would be like, why are we doing this? Like, how is this happening? How are we going to be like equally, how are we going to like be equally graded, or like all these things? And this is kind of your experience. This explains why do you act like that?
Yes, because it's for me, it's never about the grade. Never, ever.
Yeah.
For me, I just want to understand my progress. I want to, and it's this. I'm very, very sensitive towards situations not being fair, and it's and people having prejudices, and like all these things are just triggering there, because I know, like, I had like many situations in my life when I couldn't do things because I'm Hungarian. You can't dance in the Romanian folklore dance club because you are Hungarian. You can't go there because you're Hungarian. I see your name on a paper. Oh, you're Hungarian. Oh, maybe, okay, wait a little more. It's like you can be appreciated for being talented in something because you didn't use the right method. You were different. So being different, for me, it's not so amazing when it comes to integration in a class, for example.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be different. I just want to be like everybody else. I just want to be just a human being and just treated the same way, And but all these experiences actually forward me and were just putting like another brick to my story, or actually bringing pieces to a puzzle. I think that's a better comparison, because I feel like as I'm here today, I feel like I am working on this puzzle, and I feel like every single thing was a little piece in it Some of them took longer, some of them were deeper, some of others were more like made more sense than others.
Yeah.
But they all contributed to what I am going, hopefully, to say at the end of my life, that it was meaningful life, and it was not, because all these helped me to understand and to feel where I have to go, in which direction, and with what type of values.
Okay, this is interesting. This actually kind of like lets me to understand you better, a lot better, because we never get to talk so deep and so like, I don't know, such kind of experiences. And in the class we are so diverse that we all have like very different backgrounds. I had no idea that Hungarian in Romania might be treated as you said, or that there could be a case where you cannot get 8 because you're not taking private classes, and 10 because teacher can get 10. It's like, it's unbelievable.
Yes, but I have to say, it's maybe it's also like unconscious a bit, like the Hungarian part, because I don't know if probably people don't sense like the big impact of their words and of their like little actions, you know? And because I wouldn't say that in my region where I grew up, where I went to school, where, you know, I lived all the time, I wouldn't say that I felt this like hate, you know, like Romanian, Hungarian hate. There are other parts, and there were other people that I heard from that like they are in this situation and they can really sense like because, you know, history, people still being stuck in historical aspects. But in my family, I'm so happy because we never had this situation. So my brother-in-law, he's Romanian. It's absolutely fine. And we have a lot of Romanian friends. Even myself, like I have a lot of Romanian friends because I went to Romanian schools and I love them, and they love me, I think. And so it's not like I want to be far away from you because you're Romanian, you know? It's not. It's just what you face when you go to the public system. The public system still a little bit, I feel like they...
and is your like...
It has it.
Like you touched public system, and then we also stopped at the question like about your professional career. Did you work for the public system?
I worked in a nature park administration for 4 years, which is half public, half private. So it's a mix of both. So I wouldn't say it's like full public, but yes, I was able to sense to sense the like what is there, and what actually there were a lot of things that frustrated me, but also there were a lot of things that I saw as a huge opportunity. However, there I understood that I will never ever give up on my values and on my morals, and that helped me a lot to say that it is possible. It is possible. And the feedback from the audiences that I worked with, for instance, kids, youth, volunteers, even elderly sometimes, the feedback that I got from them and the feelings that I got from them actually made me keep going and not get stuck in the processes that are very related to the public sector. So, but I was frustrated because I saw I could do more, and but the system is stopping me, you know, and I wanted to do more. I have a lot of energy and I have a lot to give, and I want to be very active. I am at this age when, I just want to be there, fully involved, and give me space,
Yeah, I understand
Yeah.
what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And now the special question, how did you get to the service design? So you are this girl, and then where service design comes in, how do you get to the service design? Not yet to the studies, but to the service design in general. How do you find out about it?
Yes. Let me think how to put this in a logical order so it makes sense, because I have a problem. I don't know, like when I will listen to this again, I will understand if I was all over the places because I'm still working on learning how to bring my thoughts in a logical and structural way in my story, so I'm not lost in my emotions and my feelings. Maybe it happened before, sorry. So
That's fine. That's all good. We are here, and we have to remember that we're also like very emotionally kind of like overwhelmed this week. So
yeah.
that's all
Okay,
good.
so when it started, so it started with me questioning everything. I think.
Okay, let's start with that. So
With me questioning everything, with me wanting and having this like big desire of finding the meaning behind my actions, the meaning behind thoughts, yes, and just not being happy about the procedures that I was facing.
okay, this makes a lot of sense.
Yes, because it always was like, oh, like it doesn't make sense. Like why does it have to be so complicated? So so it was this questioning everything, wanting to find meaning, and not being okay with a lot of processes that I was facing back then. And then this got connected to a moment in while working in the nature park administration in Romania, because there was this specific moment when we were supposed to build a new website. And I was working, or I was kind of not supervising, it's quite a big word, but kind of had to work with the guy that was working on this website. And then I realized that my only responsibility was to give him information. But then, like, when I saw the progress of how this website will look like and what will happen with it, I was just, I don't want to be too judgy, but I felt like I am the visitor of this website and I can't find what I need. So I was putting myself in different positions. So I am a teacher. I want to find information about educational programs for kids. What am I doing? And I was just, trying to find it. Or I am, a farmer, or I am, I don't know, an enthusiast, like in tourism-related fields, or I am a local citizen. I am looking for this information. Where am I going to find it? So I was going through these journeys with me being in their position, and it didn't make sense for me. I was like, no, this is very complicated. Like we have to, but I didn't know how to communicate it. Because how do I communicate this to someone who is actually building the website? So I felt like I'm going in his field without having the right to do it. Like, who am I to tell you how to do it? So it didn't feel comfortable to me to do it that way. So I thought, okay, let me just check a little bit like about web design. Maybe I can find some, like short short these online courses that are for free on Coursera or whatever. So, and then maybe I will know how to communicate it to him. It was such a, it seems small, but it was so complex. And then I couldn't find like that course. And then I was talking with, I was texting one of my friends who is a designer, but also an IT specialist. And I was like, oh, come on, please help me. Like, what type of course to take on web design? Because I don't know, I can't find the right one. I feel like it's not the right one. So like, do you maybe have some recommendation for me?
Yeah.
And then he told me something. He said, but why don't you better check UX?
Okay, user experience.
User experience, because you're always so interested in helping people and making sense out of things and so on. So why don't you check UX? And I was like, what is UX? I had no idea. What is UX, user experience. It's like, okay. And I felt a bit dumb, like, oh, why is he talking about UX and I don't know what it is? But then I'm generally a very, very curious person. So I started to Google right away, UX and so on. I started to read about it and I was like, oh, okay, this is interesting. So I took a course in UX, and, going through the course, I got so excited. Like, I was so happy. I was like, wow, okay, so it seems like I found something very precious here. But it was still not complete, because everything in that course was about products, right?
Yeah.
Because that is UX about. And I was like, oh, I was just thinking UX for services. What if this would be for services? And then I started to Google UX for services, design thinking in services, and all kind of combinations until I found service design.
And this was the magic moment.
So when I found service design, I was just sitting. I still remember the moment. I was in my room and it was sunset time. It's my favorite time of the day. It was sunset time and I was at the desk facing this sunset. And I was just, thinking like, I can't believe, I feel like I just found the topic of my life. Like everything makes perfect sense. Service design, I felt like I always wanted this. In the bottom of my heart, I was always looking for this, but I was never able to name it.
Yeah.
I didn't know, like, what is that something? And when I found service design, it was like, oh, yes, I can finally name it. So, and then I got very excited about service design and I started to order books. So the books that we went through this year in our studies, like that's the one I already had in my library. I went through it and I was very, very excited about everything. So I read a lot and I took some extra short courses and I started to connect with people on LinkedIn and asking questions. So I got very, very enthusiastic and I felt like I'm alive, It's and everything that I experienced so far, like from high school and all those traumas and wow, whatever, everything made sense because now with service design I can work on things. I was still not sure when I found it. I was still not sure how to like integrate this in the fields that I am interested in, but I felt a lot of potential in exploring it more, and I felt like I don't want to leave it. I don't want to leave it.
And when you talk about service design and when you talk with people who are not in the field, how do you explain what is service design and in a kind of like a simple way so people could understand it? So what is service design? I know it's a tricky question.
Very tricky because service design is a lot, right? Before starting, so even after the first semester, if you would ask me after the first semester, I would say service design is a mindset. But I think today I would say that, so someone that is working in a different field, right? Someone that is working in a different...
Someone that is not related to services.
Adult.
Yeah,
okay.
let's go with adult.
Just to make sure.
Yeah, go.
I think I would say that service design is an opportunity, and it's it can be like this like super precious tool, not tool, but it can be this choice, a nice this opportunity and choice to integrate it in your own field, so you can get to the potential of what you are delivering already with the resources that you already have, but take it to a next level. Wait, I was too much in wording it.
How she is thinking. I can see the thinking process happening in your head.
So recap. So I think it's the opportunity to to reach the full potential of the services you are offering with the resources you already have.
Okay, this could be a quote.
I don't know. But because I feel like with, maybe it's also because where I am coming from, but in working with the same things that you already work with, and just maximizing that, and like make the maximum use of that, is already something beautiful. If you can add resources to take it even to a higher level, that's even nicer. But even if you can't and you don't have the financial resources, which many cases it's because which happens in many cases in Romania, public sector especially, service design could still help to just, and also to transform this experience into a pleasant one to everyone. So it's not just about it's not going to be just about money. It's also about the experiences you give to people, because it's not the same thing going to a public institution and living happy or living sad. I think it's nice when we just accept the idea that we can treat people in a way that they will connect their experiences with something positive after leaving it.
And how do you think, is service design actually a topic in Romania? So public services, governments, NGOs actually care about human experiences?
Wow. I wouldn't say that public services in general care for this. I just heard about an initiative in Romania a few weeks back, and after SDSI Open.
Yeah.
Because I had a question for the speaker, for the presenter, and after that, in the break, one of the ladies from Latvia very nicely and kindly came to me and approached me, and because she saw the curiosity and my desire for this, and she came to me and she actually told me about an initiative that is happening in Romania, but this is basically the only one that I know about, very specifically. But otherwise, I would dare to say that there are not many conscious initiatives like this. Of course, if if in a smaller public institution you have people that have this mindset by default, there might be some actions there, but it's not specifically through service design. It's just the personality of the people that work there that can bring some more human human perspective into the into your experience with the service itself. But I wouldn't generalize it. It's very specific to people.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. That's how I also feel like there are some people who do it by their hearts to make sure that the users, customers, patients, whatever they serve are being served nicely, so they have good experience. But that just depends on the personality. But to make it like a normal thing, it's in service design. It comes in to make it to make sure that.
Yes, and thank you for those people. Stay there, don't leave.
And then let's jump to your experience here in the SDSI, Erasmus Mundus Master's Degree in Service Design Strategies and Innovations. And as always, to give some context, it's not just like a simple study program where we just like jump in and study because we have nothing else better to do, because there is actually a high competition to actually get in this program. So it's an Erasmus Mundus program, and it's like very well known globally. And for the year when we applied, there were like 700 applicants, and we were only 32 accepted. I think something around
That's
30.
true. Yes.
So the competition was crazy to get in, and then the ones who got in, we all met in Latvia, which is our first place. Because the program is designed, it's 1 year we spent in a small European country called Latvia and in a tiny, tiny town called Kuldiga. And then the second year we split between Tallinn, Estonia, and Rovaniemi in Finland. So how did you get in here? What is the secret? Because 700 applicants, you must be doing something to get in.
Wow. To be honest, I was so shocked. I was shocked because I was shocked, especially knowing that out of all like these like hundreds of people, I was chosen. But in my case, it's very, very personal. But I will share it. However, try to, I don't know, try to be like open for this type of experience.
Okay.
Because it's something that I am very much struggling sharing with the world, because it's a very sensitive topic that I still have to learn how to transfer it to people in order for them to understand. But so before, and it's important for me to mention that before I applied for SDSI, I had an incredibly hard year in 2021 when I lost a lot of people very dear to me, like physically. And I had to be in a very, very low moment when nobody could help. So my family, of course, they were always there and they always wanted to help, but I still needed something more. It was still not helping much. Like it was great, of course, but I still had to go like lower and to feel like, okay, I am completely alone and I'm completely lost and I have no idea what to do. And this is because, of course, because I lost these people. Some of them I lost physically, others just relationship-wise, like my relationship back then. And I was like, okay, I'm done. Like, I couldn't find a meaning in anything. Like, come on, like, why am I here? When my cousin, who was 31, when he passed away very suddenly, I was seriously thinking, okay, so I have a very limited amount of time here on this earth. So what am I gonna do with it? Because I don't want to waste it. I don't want. I need to find something so I can use what I have. You know, like I was given some skills, some gifts, some talents, some, I don't know, something. I have something that I want to share with the world, and I want to do good for people. So how am I going to do this? Because I can see the meaning in anything. Like, what's going on? And this moment was before I found out about service design. And then I was very low, and then that was the moment when my journey started to be very personal with God. Because I was born in a Christian family, but I felt like my relationship with God was always like fluctuating, like ups and downs. Now I was with him, now I was without. It was like playing with it a little bit. And but it was never very clear, like what it is actually, like what it is to have a very personal relationship. And I had to go there in that moment. Not that I had to, but I think I was found. Basically, in my deepest moment, I felt like I was found there, you know? And that was the only thing that helped me. So when I found out afterwards about service design, and afterwards about the program, I said, okay, I took all my decisions in life without God being involved. And I've seen how is it to have this very personal relationship with him, to experience, to feel the peace that this comes with, and to see the fruits in joy with this. And I don't want to leave it anymore. So whatever I'm gonna do it like this, in relationship with him. And I said, okay, service design masters. If I am applying for this, which back then felt a completely crazy idea, because did I lose my mind? I mean, I have to get married, I have to get kids, you know, social pressure. This is not what I should do. I have a good job, I'm living with my grandpa. I'm, you know, like, sounds very selfish. I don't want, why am I doing this? And then I said, okay, I will, because one of my friends told me, but why do you overthink this? And you don't have to control everything. And because I was afraid of leaving everything behind. Just try. And if it's the right path, you will see it. So I said, okay, I will apply. I prayed for everything. I prayed before writing my application. I prayed when I pressed the button. I prayed before the first interview, before the second interview, because there was some complication there with the internet and all that. So I was like praying before every single step, and I was involving him really. And And that's how I applied. And I was like, okay, if this is from you, if this is something that it's my path, I want to experience it. But if it's not, please take it away. Don't give it to me. I don't want, I'm okay with failing. So I don't know, like even today when I am reading my application, I know that there was a higher force that was moving my mind, my ideas, my heart, my everything, because it feels so it I don't know, like it felt something supernatural. I don't know. So how I got in, I know it was God who actually transformed my thinking, my writing, my everything, that helped me to get in, because later on I received very clear messages that this is where I have to be and this is what I have to do. Once I got in, I received the email. I was panicked. I was not happy at all. I was panicked because I couldn't believe this is happening, and I was still not sure it's from him. I was not sure because I still didn't have the personal experience, like the very personal, like leading, like message that okay, now I'm sure this is for me. I still was thinking like, oh, maybe it's for him, but maybe not. Maybe just, it's something that will distract me from like my other responsibilities within the family, or so I wasn't sure. But then interview, I like, the first was a bit strange, but because nothing worked. My internet connection broke, my video didn't work, like nothing worked. And then they gave me a chance for another one, because these things can happen. But I checked before everything, and everything worked. And just in the call, nothing else worked. I was like, oh, okay. And then in the second interview also, like I was just, come on, just show me if this is not for me. And it was really nice. It was like the interviewers were so amazing, and they took me to places and to thoughts that I was just amazed by. And then when I received that I got in, I was like, no, it can't be true. But then there was this 1 week experience, struggle, like finding answer. And I was praying, and I was reading, and I was like trying to do everything that I could in order to be like spiritually like connected there with the Holy Spirit, and come on, give me the answer. And I didn't receive it until the last day, when my sister told me, okay, now you did everything, maybe you should be in silence and just wait. And I received in the last day before accepting this opportunity, I received answers, clear answer, 3 times in a row, the same message with like when I didn't understand, I received even like a more contextual, but always the same message came to me, and I understood that this is my calling, this is what I have to do. I'm not sure where it will take me. I'm not sure how God wants to use me in this world still, but I know that next step is this, to come here and to be open for something that I still don't know what it's gonna be.
It's like,
But it brings peace, you know. I've never been in a place where I know I'm absolutely 100% sure I have to be there and I'm not questioning it anymore. It's, I don't know, it's a lot of peace and it's a lot of acceptance. It's a lot of hope. It's a lot of, I don't know, it's, and this joy also there. It's this, okay.
interesting.
I'm not questioning it because we are living in a world with so many opportunities, and I feel like media and everything is bombing us with things, and we always have to choose. So I feel like service design chose me this time. I don't know.
Interesting story. I didn't know your spiritual journey and how important it
It's
been
very
in also in a relation to SDSI and also to coming to Kuldiga. And then tell me, like, I just want to see I just want to understand, how do you see the world? So you are accepted. Then 10 months ago, you traveled to Latvia. Did you know where Latvia is before? Probably
yes.
you knew. Oh, you are
I knew, but I never wanted to come here, actually. It was never on my list.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
it was never on my list.
So you understand you have to come to Latvia, and then you understand you have to come not to the capital where the things are happening quite like more intense, like more active. Let's put it that way. But you have to come to a very small town, which is called Kuldiga. So tell me, how do you feel? Like you arrive, you come to Latvia, then you arrive Kuldiga. How do you feel it here, and how has been your experience in here?
Absolutely amazing, and I absolutely love it, and I was absolutely excited about coming to a small town because as I was saying, I moved after university. I moved back to the countryside. So basically, when I worked in the nature park administration, I was already at the countryside. So I, you know, even if I never thought that I would be this person, because I always wanted, you know, a lot of opportunities in life and a lot of people and just the vibe of a city. But then everything changed after some time, and I went back to the countryside, and I absolutely loved being there. I love the simple things, how close you are to nature, to your people, the relationship with the neighbors, with it's the feeling of this community. It's something that feels very comfortable and nice. So so for me, coming to Kuldiga was amazing because it was just the right transition for me from the countryside to a town, a small town. Some call it still village, and then to go to the capital. So for me, it was perfect. It's this size of a town is something that I feel like okay with. It's not too big, not too small. I would still be fine with countryside. I would, still be here. But this is something like I'm fine with. So I think it was, and also the context, right? So because this is not just a small town. This is a small town in Latvia, and this is a small town called Kuldiga, which is not every small town, so you can't generalize it. I compared it many times with the small town I live close to, which is just 3 kilometers away from my village. And to be honest, every time I felt like I'm so blessed that I'm leaving this, but in the same time I was sad because I see it is possible. I see a good example of a town with all opportunities around there, and with what it has to offer, still, even if it's small, and I compare it with that town in Romania, which is so close to my village, and I'm like, why? Like, and of course, I don't I don't want to sound like negative, in this, that like, oh, everything is good abroad and nothing is good at home. No, not at all. It's just it's just this like mindset, and I felt like I am in a beautiful bubble here. That is this amazing cultural bubble where I was able to connect with people, with Latvians, which added a lot of value to my experience here. And I'm able to go to the pool, I'm going to go to sauna, and everything is, not like big and extraordinary. No, everything I feel like here, it's simple, small, and feels safe and natural, and such a safe space to be in, and still so much culture and so many cultural events and so many.
So what would be your biggest takeaways if I would ask you the question like about regarding culture, or maybe how the society is built here, or maybe like how do you see the town? What would be your biggest takeaway?
Biggest takeaway. The biggest takeaway is that when you think about community building, it's everything can get a different shape. Because, for example, I heard a story of a person who opened a business here in Kuldiga, who started a business here in Kuldiga, but then but he wanted to start another business, which he knew from actually talking to another person from Kuldiga that they want to do the same, and then knowing that they want to do the same, he changed his field and like idea. So having this ability to let go of the things that you want just for yourself in a very like selfish and egoistic way, and think more about the bigger impact and the bigger picture and the community itself, and how to bring joy to the community with the service that doesn't exist, even if it's different. I think it's it is something amazing. And also another takeaway is that it doesn't matter where really life will take me. Of course, I have some like thoughts about it, like how it could look like and where it could be, but actually it doesn't really matter when you have community around, you have nature around, and you feel like you are in a safe space. This is a big thing, and so much freedom around here for kids to play and just walk alone around the streets, and and being so close to nature. This is.
You have told me several times that you love your experience here in Kuldiga, and you have been the one who has been expressing, I think, the most how much you enjoy it here.
I'm in love with it. I'm absolutely in love with it.
Yeah, and now let's switch to the future. What are your plans for the future? So we finished the year here. Where are you going next to? Estonia or Finland?
I am going to Estonia first. So I will be in Tallinn next semester. But plans for the future.
Yeah, it's super complicated question. Just general, what would be the fields where you would like to work or to contribute or to participate?
Yes. So of course my plan is to continue looking for the next steps in this journey. As I received this strong message that I have to be here, I want to find where I have to be next. So the future for me involves definitely. Sorry, I'm so slow in expressing these like very, very deep thoughts because it's
we
always
have plenty of time.
Yeah,
we have
sorry.
no more lectures.
It's just I feel like it's such a big responsibility to like express it clearly, and I don't know if my mind is able to do it. But okay. Let's wrap it up. So let's do it. There are still several things that I feel like I'm interested in. I was able during this year to narrow it down a little bit.
Yeah.
But still not completely. So I am interested in the public sector.
Yeah.
So in helping to shape a little bit these public services in order to make sure that they are really human-centered, and then that every local citizen has a nice experience interacting with them. Of course, there are different types of services and there are different types of fields. And I'm not sure yet, like, where I would start. Whether it would be local administration, healthcare, or something related to nature.
Just to interrupt, country-wise, would it be Romania?
For now, this is the only option I see in my head, and somehow it would be great. It would be great to bring something back to my country and to bring something back to to the people there, because I really, even if I am Hungarian, I really feel like I'm Romanian as well, and I am part of the Romanian culture, not just the Hungarian. So I embrace this mixture, and I want to bring something to these people, and I feel like I would like to do that. Also, community building is something that is very touching for me, and it interests me. And of course, nature. But with nature, I feel like it's a bit more vague for me, like how to do it, like because nature is much more than just national nature park administration. So I'm not sure there yet. But another thing that popped up just in the last weeks with this futures design assignment actually is that I would love to know how to better talk about faith, about beliefs, and how to better share with people the like what it comes with, and how would people better understand it in order to I don't know, like, because you see now I'm struggling also, like how to say it. So I just I can see a big potential in service design being connected with spirituality as well.
Okay, interesting.
So, yeah, because I feel like we talk about all kinds of well-beings, but we don't really talk about the spiritual well-being, which is also a part of it, and which can bring so much joy, because once you experience it, of course you want to share it with the people you love and you care for, and with as many people as you want, because you want them to experience it as well. But how to express it in a way that they would understand it, and that they would see potential in it, and they would see like that there are a lot of fruits that this can come with. And yes, so I see a lot of potential in combining service design also with well, in our case, with Christian services.
Interesting. It would. I would never like even think of this field that could be related. Interesting.
I never thought about it before either, but yeah, future design topic opened some doors there, here and there in my head, and shower time. That's yeah, one of my favorite times to think. And yes, after during shower time, I just had this idea that I would really like to see how it is possible to get with this topic to more people, because many times people just talk about religion and that's it, and topic closed, you know, and it's much more. And yeah, I see a big potential in.
Interesting.
Because the values, it comes with all these values that I feel like are bringing the humanity to a level where we can just focus on being kind and being being kind and not think about all these like external things that are negative and coming to our way. So having the ability of letting those, like, even if it's, I don't know, injustice, prejudices, whatever it is, like people not behaving with you as you wish them to behave with you, it's okay, just let it go and just be kind to people, just do good and just flourish there.
Interesting.
I don't know.
To wrap up this conversation, I would just like to say thank you for this very insightful, I would call also a spiritual conversation, because this is where I get to know you more. This is where listeners get to know you more. And I believe the classmates will listen and find out new things that I didn't know about you. And this has been very interesting. And thank you, Timmy, for coming. And all I can wish to you is to find your right path, because I think you're on the right path to finding your right path. And then a last question. If people want to contact you, where should they contact you?
Contact, probably, I don't know, LinkedIn?
LinkedIn? LinkedIn works for me too.
LinkedIn, yes. Probably Instagram is a bit more personal, so LinkedIn, yeah, I think that will work. And or who don't have a LinkedIn, just email. Maybe you can share the email, and I don't know if you will have a description.
Yeah, I will have a description. I will add the LinkedIn accounts and probably the email as well.
The email as well, yes, because maybe not everybody has a LinkedIn profile. Depends on. Because I don't. For me, it's not just about connecting with business people or professional people that are on LinkedIn. But so if anybody else, maybe I think email is
really
okay.
Nice.
And but before finishing, I also want to thank you.
Oh, yeah. This is Timmy. This is Timmy.
I want to thank you for giving me this amazing opportunity, and but also for making sure that I have a safe space here talking to you. And it was because, you know, these very personal things are not easy to share if the other person is not creating the space for it. So thank you very much.
Blushing here.
So thank you for creating this. And yes, let's do good. And even if we are struggling with things, because I'm struggling too, you know, even living my faith here was a struggle actually. And because it's easy to live your faith in a community where everybody does it, or the or not that, no, I didn't put it in the right way, where everybody, okay, come on, Timmy. So it's easier to live your faith in a place where this is more common or known, but coming to an environment, to a such diverse environment, and living for the first time alone, and in such a such a big place for growth. It's it's been challenging, to be honest, and I feel like I failed in many times, but that doesn't mean that that I will let it go. So don't take me as this is disclaimer, don't take me as the best Christian out there or something, because I'm clearly not. And I am clearly working on my journey and working on this relationship, because it's just like any other relationship. If you don't work on it, it will just fade away and it will not last for long. And so it's not about me being that, like, I don't know, like super amazing Christian. I am not, and I have my battles, and I have my place to grow more. But it comes with peace, and I know that even if I fail, I know I can stand up again and try and go and develop on it. So thank you, you, and also the listeners. Thank you for listening to this journey and story. And yes, I hope you can all get something out of it. And but it's already a big thing for me, that if you listened till the end, because it's not it was too emotional, maybe, sorry.
No, that's all good. Thank you very much, Timmy, and it's been amazing year with you, and I think we will have a hug right now, right after.
Let's get rid of all these equipments.
Right after I press the stop button and then save it before we hug, so we have this recorded. Thanks, Timmy.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, listeners. And just contact us on LinkedIn or Timmy on email, and we keep in touch. Bye.
Ciao. God bless you all.